After a grueling road trip across the East, Louisville City head back home to Lynn Family Stadium, where they have won every game they have played there in 2024. Coming to town are the new kids on the block, Rhode Island FC, looking to upset the East League leaders. Alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Jack Edwards here with you on ESPN Plus. A pleasure to share this. In the East, Louisville 6 points clear of Charleston and Indy 11 in that tie in second. Rhode Island 5 points off the playoff line.
The tale of two different stories. Louisville, their quickest start in 10 seasons, about 2.5 points per game to start this season. Unbelievable. Rhode Island is their inaugural season, a slowest start, but they may get back in the playoff picture with a win tonight.
Let's look at some big picture stats for these two sides. A tale of the tape entering this one. These sides met back on May 25th, a 0-0 draw, and all things considered, that league-leading 40-goal attack for Louisville, a good draw for Rhode Island.
Absolutely, and Rhode Island have done everything right defensively. They started off conservative. Even their formation is conservative. It's kept them in games longer than they should as a team starting off their first time in the USL Championship.
For Louisville, they had a midweek match against Pittsburgh, following up on a 2-3 defeat at Tampa, a gritty 1-0 result, courtesy of a goal from Jansen Wilson.
Well, Coach Danny Cruz expects this from his players, and they get goals from everywhere. This shot from outside, laces through the ball to win a 1-0 on the road in a tough environment in Pittsburgh. It's the story of this Louisville team this season.
They recovered from that defeat on the weekend, win last time out. Our player spotlight, player profile presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. Wilson Harris, 10 goals this season.
Had a knock in the last couple of weeks that slowed him down, but he leads his team in shot attempts, and he should. Has perfect technique. He is their talisman, and the person they're looking forward to tonight to get goals.
They get goals from everywhere, but he is their league leader in goals. Now for Rhode Island, they've had a lot of time to think about this result. They had a 2-0 lead. You'll see these first two goals, and then it all goes wrong. Red card, Coque Vegas, free kick goal, penalty goal, 2-2 draw.
Game management is very important, whether you have one goal or two. They didn't find a way to close it out. I thought it was hard done. A free kick and a penalty in the closing minutes. That's a lot to give up. Tough luck for the road team, but Rhode Island would learn from the mistakes.
They'll learn from that mistake. 9 draws on the season for Rhode Island, a league-leading number in that regard. A big key for them in the future, turn those draws into wins, and their first chance to do that is here today at Lynn Family Stadium. Would be a big upset if Rhode Island can continue their playoff push on the road in Louisville. One more break, then we got lineups and kickoff between Louisville City FC and Rhode Island FC.
Okay, ideas. Where are we going?
I got one.
I got one.
What about a comedy show?
I've seen you. I've swiped on you. No. Okay. Tacos.
Definitely tacos.
The all-new Toyota Camry is 100% hybrid and now arriving at your Toyota dealer. Lease one from just $339 per month. Find your vibe in the all-new, all-hybrid Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie, and this month we have some amazing deals. We even have interest rates as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months. That's right, up to 72 months. That's all going on now at Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie. Huffman has it.
The PGA Tour returns to the Bluegrass with the USL Championship, and Commonwealth Credit Union is thrilled to support this world-class event.
Join us at Champions at Keene Trace in Nicholasville, where children 15 and under will get free admission. Plus, all state employees will get 25% off admission with promo code CCU Golf. We're also hosting Military Day on July 11th for service members and their families.
Don't miss out on this amazing experience, because here,
we see you differently.
Truck Fest. It's big, it's bold, it's on. At Louisville's Ford Truck Headquarters, Bill Collins Ford. Red hot deals to move 100 trucks. F-150 XLT Crew Cab 4x4s, just $52,795, or a lease for just $599 a month. Save $6,000 on hard-to-find F-350 XL Diesel 4-wheel drive crew cabs, just $63,750. Truck Fest, 100 trucks must sell, so hurry in to Bill Collins Ford on Bardstown Road and at BillCollinsFord.com.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie, and this month we have some amazing deals. We even have interest rates as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months. That's right, up to 72 months. That's all going on now at Neil Huffman Subaru on the Dixie. Huffman has it.
Second meeting all-time between Louisville City and Rhode Rhode Island, this time at Lynn Family Stadium. Louisville, a perfect 7 wins from 7 in the 2024 USL Championship season. Let's look at our lineups. First off, for the hosts, Louisville City, their 3rd game in a week. 4 changes made after that 1-0 win at Pittsburgh.
And boy, do they need some changes here. Harris back in this lineup. They had 10 goals in the month of May, only 7 so far in June. With Harris back there, it's going to bring up some goals. With Tosh, Ordunez, and Chappie, must have at the centre-back position. You're unbeatable back there.
Kyle Adams, a small issue, keeps him out of the squad. Now for Rhode Island, they've had 10 days since their last game. They make 3 changes after that Memphis game.
Dequa and Williams have to press and press hard. They're going to lead this team in that area, and it's going to push this defensive unit higher, and that's going to create opportunities for counter-press situations, which is going to get them goals on the road. Let's see if those 2 forwards can bring it to the table tonight and get a result in Louisville.
The teams are on the field. They are ready for this one. In the yellow kits are Rhode Island, and the debut of the future kits for Louisville and the All Blacks. They're heading from left to right. In the center circle, Rhode Island can get us underway. Kyle Johnson is our head official for our match tonight. We appreciate you taking your Saturday night with us on ESPN+. It was a 0-0 draw between these sides when they met for the first time just under a month ago. We'll see if there's the first goal in the meeting between these sides and a chance for Louisville to keep their perfect streak going.
I tell you what, Jack, I mean, this home team has not seen their side in weeks. They're going to be chomping at the bit in Family Stadium.
We have our first whistle, and we are underway, heading from right to left in the yellows. Our Rhode Island. It's been an up and down first inaugural season for Rhode Island. 9 draws, a league leading mark in that department. They have an early attack here. Holstead carrying that one forward and earns the throw in. Deflected out of play. Elijah Winder getting a foot in. Two of those changes for Rhode Island. Suspension enforced between the sticks. Jackson Lee coming in for the suspended Koke Vegas after his red card. And very late on after the match, Connor McGlynn also receiving a red card. Those 2 players unavailable tonight.
I think that's a body blow to Rhode Island. Connor McGlynn is the engine that does things for this team defensively and offensively in the middle of the park. And also going on the road with a keeper who's not been getting regular minutes can be disastrous for Rhode Island. Let's see what Louisville tries if they test him early o'clock in this game.
And it took the throw in, but Kyle Johnson wanted a quick word in the box. They'll do it again, trying this long throw in the early moments of our match. Holstead tosses this one into the box. Nodded down, and Serrano can put a left foot through it and clear it away on the early danger. I mentioned Jackson Lee. He is making his 6th start of the season already. An early season injury for Koke Vegas means that this is not his first start of the USL Championship season since coming in out of the collegiate game. I feel they have a very good goalkeeper group. So despite not having their #1 in Vegas due to suspension, the drop-off for Rhode Island not as stark as it could potentially be.
Nothing like learning to swim, sink or swim, right? So
Exactly.
6 starts coming right out of college. What an opportunity this season it is for Lee.
Now here's the first attack for Louisville, making their way up the left-hand side, curled into the box. An important headed intervention, goes high but not away. Davila nodded into the box by Wilson, and there is Lee, who will claim that.
Nice first touch for Lee. I mean, if you're a goalkeeper on the road, that's how you want to start things.
Weather report brought to you by Advanced ENT. Instead of saying mostly sunny, you should just say perfect conditions for some soccer. 89 degrees. A little hot, but a gorgeous day at Lynn Family Stadium. Here is Williams bringing this one down. Big sliding challenge. That one will prompt a whistle, and will also prompt the first yellow card of our match, going the way of Amadou Dia. Just 2.5 minutes into the game, Dia finds himself in the referee's pocket.
Well, Amadou Dia just lunging, coming in, studs up. Yes, he got the ball, but what about the intent? With the cleats that high, referees are not going to let that go in the modern game. And Dia is booked, and he has a long way to go. It's just 2.5 minutes gone in this match, and a defensive player too.
Yellow card brought to you by Bone Dry Roofing. A massive challenge clattering in there. Amadou Dia coming in for Jake Morris, one of those 4 changes. After that Tampa game, made 4 changes ahead of Pittsburgh, 4 changes after that one. A lot of travel, a lot of matches on the legs of Louisville. Conversely for Rhode Island, they have not played since the 12th. 10 days off. A chance for them potentially to be the fresher of the two sides. They have a free kick here to try and strike first.
We'll look for J.J. Williams at this back post. He's going to make a run and try to curl around that last man and maybe head it across or head it for himself on goal.
Ibarra curling this one into the box. It did find a friendly head, but Nodarse puts it wide.
Well, good delivery, good start for Rhode Island. It wasn't on target, but at least they asked the question. That cross got right into that penalty spot, and getting one of your forwards on it is what you want with free kicks.
And the early yellow card for Amadou Dia, that left wing back role. It's going to be a question now, potentially, Rhode Island. Can you pose some threats for him? And it means Dia can't go in with the level of energy and the challenge he had for Williams within 2 minutes.
There's going to be a little bit of trust by Danny Cruz with his left wing back. Dia has to understand what to do and what not to do now.
Lidl gets on the end of that one. He goes down under the challenge, wanted a free kick, but it touched him last. It's now a throw for Rhode Island. Darce takes this one. Guzera leaves it. Dikwa, was he bumped this time? He's appealing for the push.
I think he has a good case. 2 hands on his back, extended.
It looks like it was indeed ruled as a free kick. Was wondering if it was going to be a throw, but it is a chance now near side. Guzera over it. Don't think they're going to put the numbers forward they did for that previous free kick opportunity.
Well, they like their chances in the air. As you can see, the centre backs pulling up now.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
Moving the numbers forward. It was Ibarra who delivered the first set piece opportunity.
Such a long way out. Guzera's really going to have to put some laces behind this one to get any sort of pace on it, to get it to that penalty spot.
7 in yellow on the edge of the 18. Guzera stands this one up, headed down. Both teams appealing for it. In the end, the verdict is goal kick.
Not the best delivery from Guzera, but yet again, that was some way out. To get it onto that penalty spot was always going to be difficult.
Always was going to be kind of that second ball. Correct. On that long one across. Opportunity now, Damian Loss on the goal kick, going to wave his team forward.
What about this facility after now being selected to be one of those training sites for the 2026 World Cup? Just shows what this Lynn Family City Stadium is like in this country, to be given that nod.
Lidl gets a foot to that one ahead of Nodarse. His pass blocked by the center back. Cleared away, but only falls for Wilson. Here's Jansen Wilson coming off a goal in the midweek. Looking for Wilson Harris all the way back to Jackson Lee to pick it up.
Well, a goal last week, Jansen Wilson. He starts to create again, going from right to left, and then the reverse pass to Harris, completely catching the centre backs off guard.
Williams, a clever first touch. Dia putting a challenge in there. Winder leaves one in as well. That one will be a free kick. Some early fouls in the home crowd making their opinions heard. Turnbull brought down.
That's all part of Louisville coming back home, getting some home cooking from their crowd, getting some energy. They're going to head back out on the road for the next 2 weeks. Birmingham, Oakland. So coming back to the friendly confines is exactly what these players need.
Sean Tosh, strong challenge, clears that one out, throw in. They were at Pittsburgh on Wednesday. They were at Tampa Bay on Saturday. That was a 2-3 defeat, coming back from 2 goals down. But in the end, falling to defeat a late stoppage time goal conceded against the Rowdies. Saw just the second defeat all season long. As Davila plays that across. Talking about that one with Danny Cruz, he mentioned just he didn't like the first half performances in that match and the previous defeat in the league against Charleston. expresses frustration that if the opposing side puts out a new look, then he feels, not okay with the defeat, as there's a free kick going against Odarse. But if it's a surprise, it's a surprise. But they kind of knew what they should have gotten. As Gleedle's in here with a chance, drags that one just wide. The flag stayed down. Came out of nothing, and the best chance in the match goes wide.
Well, the Swiss Army knife himself, Slam Gleedle, tonight playing center forward, filling in. And he had so much time, like you said, Jack. Didn't just react. Picked out the last post, couldn't find it. What an opportunity.
He almost seemed surprised that he had so much time in the box. In the end, dragged that wide.
Yeah, I just hooked it like my golf swing. And that's one of those opportunities you want to see get put away.
Just to put a button on the thought with the defeats, the first halves against Charleston and Tampa Bay not to Danny Cruz's liking. Reflected by the 3 halftime changes last weekend. We'll hope for a better first half performance this time around. Through 15 games, been a fantastic start to 2024 for Louisville. 11 wins, 7 of them coming at home. Goal kick here after some good defensive work by the home side. 40 goals scored. It's a remarkable goal-scoring start to the season.
It's almost like an attitude where it's not just one thing. It's everyone coming in with an attitude, pressing high, disrupting things in the middle of the park, and then creating opportunities from there. And that's what this Louisville team is about. The sum of parts is greater than the individual, and that's what Danny Cruz has brought to the table.
Loss brings that in. It's a clever ball forward. Here's Gonzalez. Ordonez, rather, with some nice skill up on this left-hand side. Serrano. Heavy touch by Winder. That one's going to spin out. It would go on the far side of that corner flag, and it's a goal kick to come.
Well, in case you didn't realize, Arturo Ordonez was the 2020-23 Defender of the Year. With the Spaniard, with the roly-poly. He can just do about everything. Coming up from center back, he's a leader at the back. So good on the ball.
15th start of the season for Arturo Ordonez against his former side in the midweek. Williams. There's a foul going against Rhode Island, and they'll pull that back. Moved out wide. Here is Ordonez. Harris. Davila dropping deep. Spraying this one forward to the left foot. It's coming together between Dia and Rhode Island defender, and it's going to be Turnbull knocked down, and it's a free kick going against Dia, who is on that yellow card and has to be careful, maybe can't protest like he would like to getting back up.
Absolutely. And by the way, what they're starting in Copa America, and I hope it, and the Europa Cup, the European Cup at this point, is only captains should be allowed to talk to referees. So you did bring up the point about Dia. I just hope it starts to filter in into this league where only the captains are allowed to have discussions with the referee.
It would help with just referees dealing with matches,
Absolutely.
time as well. You hate when there's a call and the referee just gets enveloped by players coming in around him.
Yeah.
A challenge to watch. So definitely one of those positive developments for the game as it continues to evolve internationally, domestically. We'll see how that all continues to filter down. Here's Wilson. A lot in yellow around him. He puts that forward. Gleedle the target, and Odarse gets there first. And Lee can clear it upfield. Davila. Wilson. Back for Tosh.
This is an important sequence for Louisville now. They're at home in front of their fans, 12 minutes in. Haven't really created, other than that chance by Gleedle, haven't really put together many passes. Let's see what happens here.
Here's Jansen Wilson, near side. His cross into the box blocked by Guizera. Both players chasing it down. It's the Louisville man who will get there first.
Just looking at the body language of this Rhode Island team, you can see that energy by Dequan and company to win it back and cause a counter press.
Holstead. Williams playing it back to the midfielder. Cut through, Turnbull gets a foot to it, trying to square that one across goal, and it's picked up by a grateful loss after it rolls back to him.
But it all starts with the forward, Dequan disrupting things in the middle of the park. They win it back, and then some excellent passing to create the opportunity. The final ball wasn't great, but it just showed what this Rhode Island team and the energy you talked about, Jack, with them not playing in just about 10 days. They look really eager.
Long ball forward. Wilson the target. Very involved in the early moments. Flick forward, trying to get past Quizera. Stays staunch defensively. Leaves it up. Ibarra flicks it. Now Holstead.
Great pass.
He's got some room to carry it into, and he's got Quizera, who's foraging up the left-hand side.
You know, you want to talk about Ibarra and that little pass. Yes, it was just a 15-yard pass, but it created space for the midfielder. Now Rhode Island has possession. They get away from the counter press, and now they can recycle and rebuild.
Played forward, one back by Wilson. Now here's Harris. Glida with him. Strong challenge by Nodarse. Center back's challenge there, putting the foot in.
Send a statement, let the forward know we're going to be here all night.
Quizera. Williams, the target, enveloped. Wilson Harris tugged down. It's a free kick. Well, fans, when Lou City wins, you win. This season, Lou City has partnered with Wendy's to give you a free small Frosty if the boys in purple win. No purchase necessary. The offer is valid the following day after a win. You can head to any participating Louisville area Wendy's location to redeem. Serrano gets us back underway, plays the Tosh. Now back to Serrano. No Adrian Perez. No Brian Ownby. Don't talk about him as much. He was an injury before the season started. So this is a Louisville attack that hasn't even featured Ownby so far in 2024. And Perez picking up an injury against North Carolina will limit him for a little while.
I tell you what, that Perez injury is going to hurt. He had 5 assists this season. He's one of the creative playmakers for this team. When there's open space, he can use it. That one's going to hurt.
Ordonez is aiming for Dia, but Lee off his line. Alert to that. Well, Commonwealth Credit Union, to learn more about how we could help you meet your financial goals, visit WeSeeYouDifferently.com. As Lee rolls this out and launches it back into play. Ordonez. Harris. Gleedle making the forward run. He's got Serrano with him. Wilson on the far side. Gleedle trying to generate some space. Yao and Turnbull combining to force him back to Dia. Now Davila.
Love the patience by Louisville, not forcing the action, recycling. Give Rhode Island credit as well. They're disciplined, they're compact, understand what it takes to come into this stadium and try to get a point or 3. It's going to be 90 minutes of suffering sometimes without the ball.
Ordonez, diagonal. Quizera gets ahead to it. It's pushed forward. Now Williams, bit of a heavier touch. Tosh alert to it. Wilson Harris calling for it. He'll get it. He's got Jansen Wilson with him. They've stretched him here. The shot just wide. Jansen Wilson full of confidence after the winner on Wednesday. That one just wide of frame.
Well, what a plus to have your wide midfielder coming inside to continue to strike the ball at goal. He tucks inside, puts his laces through it again. just splices it this time compared to last week. But it just showed the movement and the ability to string passes together to create chances for one another. It's really a combined effort for this Louisville side.
Wide midfielders, wingbacks, whatever you want to call them, they've been lethal this season so far for Lou City. And played forward. It's going to be a free kick going against the hosts. Rhode Island free kick to come here. On the bench, both Aiden McFadden and Jake Morris. Between them, they've got 4 goals scored, 4 assists as more wingback options. McFadden on loan from Atlanta United. They've just got a wealth of versatility in this squad.
Yeah, I'm sure Danny Cruz wanted to hold Jake Morris back just for another week, but with this yellow card on Dia, may see him in the 46th minute.
Ibarra, free kick delivery. It goes high. Williams shows strength to box that out. His header, though, only finds Serrano. He can clip one forward, spots the run. What a touch by Gleadle. Onto the right foot now, fakes it, Sam Gleadle. What a stop by Lee, still alive here. Headed up by Holstead. Winder challenging for it, sits up for Serrano. Down in the box, nothing given here. What a counter by Louisville. The angle sealed off, and it's played back here. Danny Cruz, he's got some thoughts about that.
Well, where do we start? The ball from Serrano, the touch by Gleadle, the chop left, chop right like Luis Suarez, then gets his shot. Good save by Lee. Absolutely not a penalty on Serrano. But boy, it just shows the quality between Serrano, Gleadle, Morris. It never ends with Louisville.
We'll take another look at that sequence. Next dead ball if we get the chance. Here's Tosh. Louisville. The ball in. All right across. Wilson couldn't quite get a foot to it to put that on frame. He almost completely made us forget about that sequence. Wilson just couldn't quite get a shot off.
It's this point in a boxing match where the other boxers are a little bit dazed. Louisville trying to go for the knockout. And at this point, Rhode Island have to slow it down exactly what they're doing right now and try to get some rhythm. Because they started off great, Rhode Island, in the first 7-8 minutes. Then Louisville got themselves in the game, got some rhythm going. The momentum switched. And now they have to try to get some tempo going.
No Darcy. That ball back to Lee. Asking a lot of the goalkeeper, but his touch clean enough. His ball forward, a bit errant. Now Davila. We can put that up to Harris. His pass out wide picks out Serrano across the frame of goal. It's an important intervention. The flag may have gone up for offsides. It did, in fact. It's a free kick for Rhode Island. Lee will pick this one up and have a chance to get a quick breather. Let's look at this sequence again here, Ryan.
Ball by Serrano right on the laces of Gleadle. Great control. Cuts back. But what about this shot? One. And then he save by Lee. Serrano's going to come into the picture late on your left. He gets here, just not enough for me, Jack. If you call a penalty, we're going to be all night with penalty kicks.
Here is the sequence again just a moment ago.
Again, Lee being brave. It's an offside call, but let's talk about Lee for a second. Brave save. That's a bigger story than the offside call.
Intercepted after the restart. You mentioned Lee doesn't know that that one's going to be offside.
Correct.
He just dives right at the feet of the attackers and defenders. Ordonez under the press of Dikwa has to be careful.
Love the attitude by Dikwa, leading from in front.
Cleared forward. Serrano will do very well there to kick it off his opponent. Earns Louisville the throw.
Well, Ray Serrano, known for his attacking exploits, coming back for his defensive responsibilities. Just that type of player. And if you're going to play in this team, that's what's expected.
Something that Danny Cruz preaches with all of his forwards. We're talking about Wilson Harris in particular. With the goal scoring he's had this year has gotten a lot more limelight than in years past, perhaps, for Harris. But something that Cruz has always preached is his ability in all other aspects of the game as a forward.
We talk standards by our coach. Quick story, Pep Guardiola, Phil Foden. Phil Foden loses the ball, goes all the way back, tackles. They ask Pep Guardiola, are you impressed? He says, no, I'm not impressed. If he did not do that, he's not going to start. And that's what Danny Cruz is preaching to this team right now. You have to be all in or next man up on the bench.
That's why the press for Louisville is so stifling. There's Cano Smith, first year for Rhode Island. It's been a up and down season so far. They've been in games all throughout the campaign. That match against Memphis really typifies things. You've got that 2-0 edge as Harris turns it over here. They wanted the free kick, nothing given though. Quizera plays it for Williams, squares it across frame, unselfish, but maybe he would have been better served taking it himself. They get a corner, but nothing on the score sheet.
Well, still trying to find his boots. J.J. Williams hasn't got a goal this season. Quizera with a perfect little through pass. And the little dink to the last post to finish it was on. Instead, he was in two minds and tried to maybe pass it. What an opportunity, though. Rhode Island could have had the counter punch and get up on Inland Family Stadium. That should be a goal kick. That was...
So there's confusion about, I think it might be offsides, the actual verdict in the end.
I think it was Williams who shot the ball and they thought the keeper got a touch, but it's going to be a goal kick in the end.
Whatever the actual ruling, Cano Smith what was that? I don't know what that was.
I think it's J.J. Williams missing the target and it being a goal kick.
It didn't look like it did take a touch on first view, but in the end, of course, it stayed with Louisville. Long ball forward. Here's Wilson. Fires this one across. Top of the box. It takes a block. Important one. Quizera. The challenge by Wilson. Winder now. Clipped up by Dia. It's going to go over Gleedle. He has to chase this one down into the channel. He'll get there. Serrano. Curled into the box. It got all the way through. Comes to Winder, top of the 18. Here's Dia. This one's curled in. Serrano, the header goes wide. Both teams with gilt-edged chances, and they put them wide.
Service from the right, service from the left. You ask for it, you get it. Serrano on a platter has to put that on target. What an opportunity for both sides on both ends.
Goal kick for Rhode Island. Just chaos. Open match on both ends.
Love it. These teams just going at it.
It's a lot like Tampa Bay first half. It was very open. Both teams had good chances. Went into the break 2-1. Tampa Bay had the lead. That's a free kick going against Louisville. Taylor Davila frustrated with that, but the referee signaling maybe a bit of a hug, tugging the opponent.
Well, if your arms come up and start either become extended or go around the player, you cannot chirp at the referee. It's going to happen 10 times out of 10, that call, especially in the middle of the park.
It's another free kick for Rhode Island. They've had a few opportunities from these set pieces, but they haven't been able to generate a moment of major quality. There was a header by Frank Nodarce that went just wide. What can they cook up here? Ibarra. Williams dueling for it. Strong header by Ordonez. Now it's Gleedle sprinting forward to try and make life difficult. And Ibarra, who took the free kick, goes all the way back.
Well, Ibarra didn't have the best service there. I'm sure his coach, Cano Smith, was not impressed, but got back defensively and recycled the ball.
Nodarce. Gleedle. See him throw his head back. He felt like he was a step away from winning that one high up the field. Williams. Ibarra. Yao. Chumesi. Headed down, Ordonez under it. Winder, Serrano.
You know, you can understand a hint of desperation for this Louisville team. never ever got anywhere less than the final in the Eastern Conference, right? But they've never won the Players' Shield. They've never won the league. So understand they are desperate to get 3 points, especially at home against Rhode Island, to ensure that they continue with this 6-point lead on top of the East, and 9 points from their rivals against the Rowdies, just to make sure they have a little bit of a cushion going on that road trip. So you can understand they're coming out desperate to get all 3 points at home.
There's Serrano, a few players ahead of him. Has been a historic start to the season so far. But Danny Cruz wants the side to continue in the exact same way. First pass by Holstead blocked, bounces back to him. Now Turnbull still stretching the pitch on the right-hand side. Clipped up deep with a target. Loss gets 2 hands to it with the punch. Ibarra nods it along to Nodarse.
Well, Turnbull just put too much air on that one, allowing Last to come out and get control of it and punching it out. But again, you have to like this Rhode Island team. They've survived some scares from Serrano and Gleedle, but they've hung in there. They've created a chance of their own with J.J. Williams.
Ibarra's ball forward, headed down, intercepted. The second ball won by Brito. First time saying his name on the broadcast. Bit of a quiet first half hour for the midfielder, the former Union Omaha man. Yao. Chumesi. He's been given some green grass to move into. He's got Turnbull to his right. Holstead in a bit of space as well. He'll have a go from distance. Oh, what a goal! Clay Holstead. How about that?
Well, get the highlight reels out. It's going to be on your screen from now until next week. Clay Holstead, one of the goals of the season. Jackie could put 2 keepers in that goal. There's no chance you stop this. Hits the post and comes back across, hits the other post and goes in. What a strike to get the visitors on the board. They dared him and they paid dearly. What a strike.
Team's in a hydration break now. The heat a factor, but the heat of that strike raising the temperature in that stadium. What a goal from Clay Holstead, his second for Rhode Island. A brilliant finish.
And just because of their effort, their body language, their energy, I'm not saying their chances, they deserve the lead, but it's certainly a reward for what they've put out in the opening 30 minutes, I should say. And that strike from Clay Holstead, I mean, we could see that 10 times over. I mean, we can see this all day, all night, and not get tired of it.
It's the kind of individual moments of brilliance that you need in a run like this for Rhode Island.
Against a team like this, too.
When it just can't quite go your way at times this season. You got the 9 draws, just the 1 win. Still waiting for that first win at home. Obviously can't come today, but you need moments like this. Clay Holstead.
Look at this. The ball, it just rolls him. No one's expecting it. He takes 1 touch, Jack, and didn't ask for any permission and just let it fly. And look at that thing go. It was still going up when it hit the post.
It was not going to stop rising unless it hit something.
No. Absolute scud.
Well, that's an interestingly timed hydration break. Both teams the opportunity to decompress with that one. What do you think the words are on the Louisville front? They've had some good chances, maybe the better of the first half hour, but they're down 1-0.
Look, in soccer-wise, you have to let that go. If somebody has a crack from 30 yards out and buries it top bins, you just tip your hat and you walk off. All right, so they did everything right defensively. Clay Holstead just came up with an absolute worldie.
We are back underway. Damian Loss. Not much he could have done. You said it, Ryan. There could have been 2 goalkeepers in there, and I'm not sure they're getting to that one.
Correct.
Here's Gleedle. It's Wilson from the top of the box, and Lee saves it. Almost an instant response after the hydro break. Jansen Wilson trying to keep his goal-scoring form going.
So now there's a little bit of swagger now, Jack. You have a goal under your belt. Everybody wants a touch of the ball now if you're Rhode Island. And it's up to Louisville to really press and try to disrupt Rhode Island now and knock them off their perch.
Here's Dikwa to challenge for this. Sharpie felt he was fouled. The referee concurred. It's a free kick for Louisville. Ordonez lifts that one across to his opposite center back partner in Tosh. It is a stunned Lynn Family Stadium.
And that's one way to quiet a crowd. Have a cracker from 30 yards out.
It was like it was a drone controlled with a remote, just driven to that top left corner. Kicked off Winder, and it's a throw in for Rhode Island. You can tune into ESPN2 on Friday, July 5th for a USL Championship showdown between Eastern Conference rivals Charleston Battery and the Birmingham Legion at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Charleston, a game later tonight against Phoenix Rising. In the 11 currently underway as well. Some of those live games here in the USL Championship across the top of the East. Olstead, full of confidence himself. Williams knocked down, but he played it forward for Dikwa. Quizera making the run forward to offer an option, but Dikwa slows play up. Dia went down off the ball as well. He was appealing for something. Rhode Island will maintain possession, but the counter is gone. Quizera skips past Wilson. Williams and Dikwa to aim for. Bounced away, Serrano.
Great defending by Louisville. Just reading the cross, reacting first, but Quizera to get past his first marker with that little flick. So impressive. Your wide men, these in modern soccer, have to be so skilled because they're the ones that have the space out on the sides, and they have to utilize that space with either deliveries or bringing the ball back into the middle or getting past that first defender. Very impressive by Quizera.
Here's Arturo Ordonez. The switch. Wilson going up against Quizera now. He'll curl this one into the box at the back post. Wilson Harris couldn't quite shape his header towards goal. The captain might want that one back.
Well, we talk about wide players having to be skilled. This time it is Wilson. Just completely wrong-footing Quizera. But look at the delivery, Jack. Laces through it, pace. All Harris has to do is guide it down. Didn't get over it, got under it. And from 3 yards out, went over the crossbar.
Another good chance there. Goes begging. Rhode Island up 1-0 against Louisville, a side who at home have been fantastic in 2024. 7 wins in the league in their 7 games. Winder gets ahead to it. Harris hold up play. Serrano now. Play it back to Wilson. Wasn't bombing forward from the right, was offering the option a bit deeper. Sharpie. Davila. Wilson. Now Serrano. His delivery blocked. It comes to Tosh. Well weighted. Picks out Serrano. His delivery into the back post. Dragged across. Davila. Dances past one. His shot blocked. Sits up kindly for Gleedle. They wanted a handball. They got a corner.
But they're starting to encroach, Louisville. Going from outside back to inside, back to outside again. This time Davila on top of the box. His first shot was blocked. But Rhode Island understanding, managing that 1-goal lead now, something they didn't do last week. This time staying compact, staying disciplined, understanding what it needs now, Jack, to finish out the first half.
It's a Wi-Fi corner kick. Ray Serrano with the right foot. The in-swinger. Dangerous delivery. Tosh got ahead to it. It goes wide.
Well, the 33-year-old leader, Sean Tosh, trying to get up, take pressure off of his forwards by getting a goal off of a set piece. That's what centre-backs do. They contribute in different ways, coming up for the corner kick. Excellent header, just couldn't guide it into the top corner.
Elsewhere, Orange County holding a 1-0 lead on the road against Indy 11. Indy 11 have done a great job rising through the standings. Their unbelievable streak to this point. They were entering the day joint second with Charleston, 29 points. And so the chasers for Louisville, but Louisville currently, obviously, Serrano lines one up. Lee gets his hands to it, parries it. Louisville, of course, a lot of work to do. Rhode Island trying to provide what may be the biggest upset of the USL Championship season so far.
And you cannot blink, Jack, because right now we have 7 shots, 8 shots to 3 in Louisville's favor. But the all-important shot coming from Holstad, of course, coming from 30 yards out. But both of these teams are asking the question, and Louisville is not backing now. They're trying to get back into the game.
Williams and Tosh is coming together between those two. High five after it. Williams knocking down the center back, committing the foul.
And you don't mind that from your forward. You want Dequan and J.J. Williams to be physical, impose themselves on the center backs so they don't bring the ball back out of the back cleanly. Again, it goes to that attitude, and the center forwards have to bring it.
Ordonez switches this. Guizera gets a foot to it, clears it away.
They're consistently coming on to Wilson, who's in fantastic form on this right-hand side. They know it.
Defensively, Rhode Island dropping into looks to be a 5-4-1 almost. Just Williams up front, Dequa in almost a right midfield position defensively.
Goes back to that game management like we talked about from last week. They understand what it takes to get through this first half.
Wilson to Serrano. One-on-one with Guizera.
Oh.
Clips it in. Bounces all the way through. There's appeals about who would touch last. And it's a corner kick in the end. Denny Cruz looking on.
A little bit of magic by Serrano, making some room for himself and putting it into the last post, into that mixer, that corridor of uncertainty we call that, where all the centre-backs are facing their own goal. But Turnbull, such a class defender, taking care of it.
Serrano. His corner kick delivery. Ordonez gets ahead to it. Takes a big looping deflection. Anywhere will do. And that's going to be a good clearance by Guizera because it comes out to be a goal kick in the end. Less than 5 minutes of regulation left in our first half.
Tell you what, if you're Cano Smith for Rhode Island, you have to be impressed. Yes, they've given up 7 to 8 shots, but they have done well. They've been combative in midfield. They've stayed disciplined and compact defensively. A lot of these shots came from outside of the box.
Delivery by Jackson Lee forward. Goes out of play. Wilson. Of course, no Coque Vegas, suspended after the red card last match. No Connor McGlynn, suspended after the red card last match. So Rhode Island selection a bit limited. Jackson Lee, their #2 goalkeeper, in for his 6th start of the season so far. Intercepted. Fighting for it, Dequa, Williams combining to win that one off the foot of Davila. And it's blocked by Dia.
And today's match is just another example of how competitive USL Championship is. I mean, you have Louisville, far and away the best side so far in this season. Rhode Island, the inaugural season, they're trying to find their way. They come into Lynn Family Stadium, now up a goal with 3 minutes to go in the first half. You can't ask for more when it comes to the USL Championship.
It's kept in play. Fans wanted a handball. Strong challenge put in by Dia, who, as we mentioned early on in this match, got a yellow card within just 3 minutes, so he's got to walk that tightrope. He's been doing a good job for the next 40 minutes since then. He's making the appeals about what he felt was a handball, as Dikwa a little slow to get back to his feet.
Dikwa has run his liver strings out in this first half. He's pressed, he's been combative like we said.
The 3 goals for Dikwa, good for a team lead. He hasn't scored since the end of March. It's a push from behind by Williams, and it's a free kick. Scored a brace all the way back against Monterey Bay for his first 2 goals. Ray Serrano dropping very deep to receive this.
I don't think the referee was impressed on where the ball was located.
It was rolling. The assistant referee made a note of it. I was wondering if they were going to pull it back or if they were going to let it go. It's one of those where technically if you let it go, does it matter a ton? But rule's a rule.
Correct.
Just to reiterate, the ball was rolling as the free kick was being taken by Louisville, so they had to retake the free kick with the ball stationary. Moved along this right-hand side. Serrano just can't quite get a foot to it.
Well, you can see the mixing and matching. Wilson usually hugs his sidelines, then he comes in with Serrano drifting outside. You love the movement of this Louisville team. They get so fluid in the last third of the field. It's hard for defenders to pick them up.
Frank Darce with the throw in. Big tussle between Sharpie and Dikwa. Referee content to let play continue. Ordonez to Tosh. Ball forward, aiming for Harris. Yao coming across, got a head to it. And they will give a free kick for that. You could see him signaling that he felt maybe it was a dive, but as we enter into 3 minutes of stoppage time, it's a free kick for Rhode Island. Stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport.
Well, the man with over 1,000 minutes so far this season, he reads the play, and there's Harris just pushing him at the last second. And that was most definitely a foul.
Final moments here with our stoppage time, 3 minutes of it. Quizera. Right, as we get closer to halftime, I'm interested from a Louisville side, before we touch on Rhode Island. You are out shooting your opponents 9-3, the XG heavily in your favor, but you're trailing. What's the mentality as Turnbull brings this one down? Potential chance here to spray this one forward. Quizera on the near side, carrying into the box. Quizera steps past one, fires it across frame, and he finds the bottom corner. Another moment of brilliance from Rhode Island, and this time it's Jojea Quizera. It's his first goal for Rhode Island, and it's spectacular.
Well, Quizera was showing signs of something brilliant from earlier on in the match. This time, he wrongs foot his defender, looks to the right, goes to the left at the last minute, doesn't cross, just slaps it across the face of the goal. And it is 2-0 Rhode Island. What another individual effort. Again, Jack, you asked the question, what can Louisville do? Just 2 minutes of brilliance. Holstad, Quizera. Referee Cruz can shout as much as he wants. Quizera and Holstad have the last laugh. They have been brilliant, Rhode Island, those two players.
The arguments for Louisville might be that there was the foul by Harris instead of going for the corner. Moments later, Jojea Quizera picks it up, skips past a few, and those are two of the finest finishes we may see all season for Rhode Island and for anybody in the USL Championship. The effort from Holstead from distance and the narrowest of angles for Quizera.
But Jack, there was a sneaky feeling with the body language of Rhode Island tonight. We saw it with Dikwa and JJ Williams pressing hard, pushing, everybody getting combative, everyone rubbing shoulders. Then Holstad and Quizera step up, take that intangible and bring two worldies. I mean, goals of the week now is now competitive between two Rhode Island players.
They'll be dueling between one another. Final seconds of the minimum 3 added on. Can Louisville find a first half stoppage time goal to pull things back? They'll get a corner. You can see the focus from Rhode Island. Avoid complaining about the call. Focus on defending this and see out a lead, which at 2-0 at halftime, I'm not sure Connell Smith can drop anything better.
The conversation at 2-0 or 2-1 is huge, so Louisville are going to be really pushing forward to try and get one here.
Serrano goes short. Given back to the forward. Curls this one into the box. Ordonez gets ahead to it. Harris under it. It bounces. Brito puts a foot through it to loop it up. Flicked along, and anywhere will do. That will do it for our first half. Ryan, first half thoughts for you.
Excellent build-up by Louisville. They did everything right. They had 8 shots for them on goal, but the attitude by Rhode Island tells the story, and they answer that attitude with 2 of the best goals you'll see in this USL Championship season, all season long, by Quizera and Hostad.
Louisville have picked up 21 points from a possible 21 at Lynn Family Stadium, but they're poised for their first defeat at home all of 2024, courtesy of 2 of the finest strikes you may ever see in the USL Championship. Our score at the half, it's Lou City 0, Rhode Island 2. Halftime content to come after this. It's halftime.
Huffman with Neil Huffman Mazda on the Dixie, where this month we have some amazing deals. We even have interest rates as low as 0% financing. That's right, folks, 0% financing. This is all going on now at Neil Huffman Mazda on the Dixie. Huffman has it.
Summer is heating up with beach vacations, road trips, backyard barbecues, and fireworks. So fuel your summer with MyCard, only from Commonwealth Credit Union. MyCard gives you 3 points for every dollar you spend on transportation and travel, and 1.5 points for everything else, all with no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees. Don't have MyCard? Don't flip out. Flip the balance with a balance transfer and fuel your summer with MyCard, only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Truck Fest. It's big, it's bold, it's on. At Louisville's Ford Truck Headquarters, Bill Collins Ford. Red hot deals to move 100 trucks. F-150 XLT Crew Cab 4x4s, just $52,795, or a lease for just $599 a month. Save $6,000 on hard-to-find F-350 XL Diesel 4-wheel drive crew cabs, just $63,750. Truck Fest, 100 trucks must sell, so hurry in to Bill Collins Ford on Bardstown Road and at BillCollinsFord.com.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Mazda on the Dixie, where this month we have some amazing deals. We even have interest rates as low as 0% financing. That's right, folks, 0% financing. This is all going on now at Neil Huffman Mazda on the Dixie. Huffman has it.
All-wheel drive doesn't just mean off-roading. It means everyday living. That's why Toyota gives you the power of choice, with a choice of powertrains on the best-in-class Tundra, including the 437-horsepower iForce Max, which delivers the kind of summer fun Tundra is known for. Now get up to $2,000 customer cash on Tundra, or choose 1.99 APR financing, or a great low lease on Tundra. The choice is yours. Toyota, let's go places.
It is halftime at a stunned Lynn Family Stadium. Rhode Island with 2 brilliant goals to take a 2-0 halftime lead over Lou City. All season long, Louisville have not come back. While trailing at halftime to come back for a win, can they change that script? We'll see what happens in our second 45 minutes. Let's jump back for one more break. After that, some news and notes from across the league.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe grinding every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Going for goal, it's Morris, and it's in! A thing of beauty! Detroit City's ahead!
Back post, it's in! Birmingham have an equalizer in second half stoppage time.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
When there are decisions that have to be made, it's always better to have a choice. That's why Toyota gives you the power of choice with 4 different electrified powertrains that give you more hybrid choices than anyone else, like the hybrid version of the best-selling RAV4 with its very impressive driving range. This summer, get a new 24 RAV4 or RAV4 hybrid with 4.75 APR financing, or lease one for $339 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance. The choice is yours. Toyota. Let's go places.
Halftime score between Louisville City and Rhode Island. Visitors up 2-0 after 2 brilliant goals. Before we dive into that first half, let's look around the league. First off with some news and notes from across the country. As we dive into things in the USL Championship, well, the USL and Univision announcing a partnership. We'll see up to 20 matches, including the USL Championship final on the Univision networks for 2024. More expansions. FC Naples unveiling their crest and brand identity. They'll be playing at Paradise Coast Sports Complex as the USL League One returns to Florida. And Birmingham, their Juneteenth kits are being auctioned to raise funds for the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute and 16th Street Baptist Church. Flipping now to the Team of the Week from Week 15, featuring a lot of Oakland roots. Gavin Clinton headlining things, Lindo Mfeka in that midfield. A few NCFC players as well, Rafa Mensingen and Lamar Batista.
I want to point out Malik Foster, the Jamaican skillful player up top. What a player for the switchbacks. Nyanga Berry, the man from Burundi. It's been a big find for the USL and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Tristan Hodge, great showing for Trinidad and Tobago. Also for Hartford Athletic. He's been consistent all season long.
See if any featurers in today's match could break into next week's Team of the Week. As we flip over now to some scores from around the league. Monterey Bay going final, a 2-1 win over the Oakland Roots. Still no goals between North Carolina and Pittsburgh. A big one waiting for full time between Indy 11 and Orange County. But Orange County currently holding a slight edge on the CBS Sports Plaza Network.
And that's why they play the game, right? In this championship, USL Championship, you cannot figure things out. We're seeing this with Rhode Island and Louisville tonight. And what about Indy 11 on the ropes, about to go down to Orange County?
Upcoming New Mexico and Colorado Springs later tonight on ESPN. Plus some further games coming up around the league. Las Vegas and Memphis, Phoenix and Charleston. We'll see for Louisville in that title race. Is there more points to be dropped for a Western foe taking on those chasers in the East? Upcoming as well next week, Charleston taking on North Carolina. Some midweek games, Rhode Island taking on El Paso, heading back home. A big chance for them to try and follow up on something here. Obviously no full-time result here. Anything standing out here for you, Ryan?
I think that Phoenix-Charleston game heading out west is never easy. And with Charleston trying to keep pace with Louisville, it should be a dogfight.
Should be a dogfight. Well, I think the second half between these two sides might be a dogfight as well. A brilliant first 45 minutes on a Rhode Island front. We'll see what Louisville does in response to that. Those are your upcoming games in the USL Championship. It's a 2-goal edge for the visitors. We'll see what our second half has in store for us. We've got just one more break, and then we'll show it to you. On the other side, Louisville and Rhode Island.
When there are decisions that have to be made, it's always better to have a choice. That's why Toyota gives you the power of choice with 4 different electrified powertrains that give you more hybrid choices than anyone else, like the family favorite Toyota Highlander, one of the safest vehicles on the road. This summer, get a stylish new 24 Highlander with 4.75 APR financing. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, 2-year no-cost maintenance. The choice is yours. Toyota. Let's go places.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Okay, ideas. Where are we going?
I got one.
I got one.
What about a comedy show?
I've seen you. I've swiped on you. No. Okay? Tacos.
Definitely tacos.
The all-new Toyota Camry is 100% hybrid and now arriving at your Toyota dealer. Lease one from just $339 per month. Find your vibe in the all-new, all-hybrid Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
We are back, and we're just moments away from the second half between Louisville and Rhode Island. Before we get there, let's show you how we got to this point with the first 45 minutes and our first half highlights between Lou City and Rhode Island. Jack Edwards and Ryan Davis here with you in the broadcast booth. It was a strong start to the match for Louisville. They had some opportunities, and they really controlled the early phases of our game. Out of nowhere, a chance for Gleedle.
Yeah, the centre-backs did not pick up Gleedle, and he just kind of hooked it at the last minute, just dribbles past that last post. Great chance to get a first goal.
On the break again, maybe Sam Gleedle, this time around having to do a bit more work to generate the chance, but a good opportunity here.
Yeah, he shows the ball, then hooks it back. Good save by Lee. Serrano's going to show up later in the picture. Again, excellent dribbling by Gleedle. Shows the ball, thinks better of it, but straight to the goalkeeper in the end.
Still more chances for Louisville. This one moved out wide. Amadou Dia clips it in. Serrano, the header just wide.
This is a header in front of the 6-yard box, Jack. Got to put that on target. He's by himself. Got to make that count.
And the moment that broke the scoring open, words can't describe.
Call the National Guard. Scuds are being fired in Lynn Family Stadium. Whole start unleashing a beauty. Top corner. Yep. There it is.
He knocked that one out of the park. We jump now to stoppage time. Moved out wide. Jose Quizera receives it, says see you later, moves it into the box. The angle's tight. The finish is brilliant.
He's in the 18-yard box. Wilson can't afford to dive in. He creates some space for himself, and his technique at the last post, absolute beauty.
So here are the halftime stats, and look at those shots. 12-4, 3-2 in shots on target, but that stat on top, Ryan, it's all that matters right now. It's 2-0.
That's why Danny Cruz cannot say too much about it. You created 12 shots to 4, 60% possession, over 40%. There's not much you can say about your team. Just two incredible shots. You tip your hat, you go back in the second half, and you win the second half.
They have to do some incredible shots for themselves. I mean, a remarkable first 45 minutes, because you saw those stats, and it really, the highlights had to really showed that first 45 minutes. It was not all Louisville, but it was really a dominant effort until it wasn't. It swung the other way around. Rhode Island just jumping into things with those two efforts. I'm interested now what the changes are for Danny Cruz. Is it players coming off, or is it kind of more of a just a, all right, pick your head up, move on? That halftime against Tampa Bay, they were down 2-1. They made 3 changes at the break.
I mean, I think Dia getting the yellow card just to be out of caution. You don't want to go down to 10 men and down 2 goals. You may bring in Jake Morris, but they've been creating chances, and you can't ask more of your team than creating chances. They just have not been finishing. They put some of those goals within the 6-yard box away.
Yeah.
This thing is 2-2 or 3-2.
It's a different story entirely if some of those early chances go a different way. Especially the first Sam Gleedle chance was out of nothing. It was
and
a restart,
Serrano
moves it out wide, and just drags it wide. There's been some really good chances.
Yes.
A stat that we didn't show you, but the expected goals number, 1.05 for Louisville, 0.18 for Rhode Island. And honestly, very fitting.
Yeah.
Those are low expected chances.
Yeah. I mean, what they created to get those goals was something out of nothing. So they weren't really creating chances in the dangerous parts of the field throughout the first half.
let's get you some trends. Rhode Island, when leading at halftime, they have a record of 1 win, 2 draws, 1 loss. When Louisville, Rhode Island, that was Rhode Island, 1 win and 4 when leading at halftime. Louisville have trailed at halftime 3 times this season. Twice they've gone on to lose, once they've gone on to draw. They have not come back from behind at half to turn things around into a win. It was a sub we mentioned could potentially happen at the break in the 2nd minute of the match. And it was when diving in, Amadou Dia was a step slow, was booked within a minute, 2.5 minutes. It means that Jake Morris now comes into the match, making his 16th appearance of the USL Championship season. 2 goals and 3 assists for the Fort Lauderdale native. Big for him to come on.
Yeah, purely tactical. They can't afford to go down a man, and 2 goals. So that's the reason why Morris is back in. But Dia had a great first half. He did create 2 legit chances for this team. So tough going for him.
The teams are back out on the pitch, and we're moments away from getting back into this one. Rhode Island just 1 win throughout their first 14 matches this season. Rhode Island just 1 win this season so far. If win number 2 came at Lynn Family Stadium, who knows what that could mean for turning things around.
Absolutely, but you know what's the weird thing is getting that 0-0 draw early against Louisville, and despite all of your poor showings, you're kind of like, you know what, we got this team, we got their number, 0-0 in our house, let's go beat them in theirs. I think there was a little bit of that discussion in the bus coming across to Kentucky. I have a funny feeling that's how it went down. But nobody could have expected Hostad, Quizera, I mean, just something out of nothing, brilliance, all coming together on one night.
Referee getting some equipment sorted out. The reason for a brief pause before we get ourselves resumed. A gorgeous night as the sun sets in Kentucky. In the yellow kits, Rhode Island holding a 2-0 edge. They'll be attacking from left to right in our second 45 minutes. In the first ever wearing of the future kit in the All Blacks are Louisville. They are heading from right to left. Kyle Johnson, our head official. What does our second half have in store for us? Is it a big comeback for Louisville? Is it Rhode Island seeing things out to double their win total on the season? Big moments in the landscape of the entire USL Championship season to come in the next 45 minutes. I'm Jack Edwards alongside Ryan Davis. A pleasure to be here with you for this broadcast. Obviously the one change, Morris coming on at the half for Dia, like for like in that left wing back spot. That change brought to you by Fortna. Winder moved out wide. Serrano low. Darce gets a foot in. And Serrano content to let it run out of play for the throw.
Pitch is looking a little bit slick after it was watered at halftime. That, of course, is going to favor the attacking player, as the defensive player has to react on a slick piece of grass, which is never easy. And you can understand why Louisville will do that.
Home field advantage.
Absolutely. Came home for some cooking.
Here's Jansen Wilson. Long throw into the box. Darce gets ahead to it. Brito, another. Dikwa, the flick forward.
Jack, here's the fine line. We always talk about game management. Game management does not mean parking the bus, okay? So it's a thin line that Rhode Island has to walk in this second 45 minutes. Yes, you do not want to give up anything silly, but at the same time, you cannot go into a shell because it's very hard to come out of a shell. And if Louisville gets an early goal and you're in a shell, then guess what? All the momentum for the rest of the match, and you're hanging on for dear life with a 1-goal lead.
Free kick against Rhode Island.
Well, the man who set the tone in the first half, Dikwa, is back at it again, giving centre-backs a hard time. And not like you think, Jack, with running at them with the ball, but just being a pest in competing and contending for every second ball and every loose ball. Dikwa has been fantastic for this Rhode Island team.
Back to Lee. You can see just the water fizzing off that ball as it's firing across the ground. Intercepted, taken over, played forward. It's Serrano out wide to Wilson. Trying to dance between 2 and yellow. Quizera, the goal scorer of the second, Takes over.
Wow.
Pokes it past two. Very well done there. Brito plays it off. Ibarra. Threaded up now to Dikwa. Now Williams. They've turned.
Oh.
Defends to attack, but a heavy touch by Williams. And now it's back to Louisville.
He's really struggling. J.J. Williams had a great opportunity to score a goal in the first half. Couldn't finish it. And now he's just second-guessing every touch right now, Jack.
Jake Morris, big challenge put in. Both teams want it. Looks like it'll be heading Louisville's way. Messi putting a strong challenge into Jake Morris. And we're seeing Louisville try these long throws in the early stages of our second half. Connor Smith looking to help a side oversee their second win of the season. Try and hold things out. Lobbed in. Bouncing around, kicked high. Dikwa, ambitious clearance, but it only comes to J.J. Williams.
I thought that was a foul. I think that was the referee's opportunity to bring that one back for Louisville and give them a free kick coming in just below the defender's waist while he goes up for a header. Is a very dangerous move, almost yellow card-like.
Turnbull. It's 3 versus 3. Morris against Turnbull. We'll play that one. Yao. Tosh. Here's Wilson. Stands it up. Brought down by Morris. Onto the right foot. Lee just parries it away. Didn't want to risk trying to catch that one. It was venomous from Jake Morris.
Well, Jake Morris, the substitute, coming in here, being positive on his weaker right foot. Coming inside on that weaker right foot and just puts his laces through it. There's the knuckle. Nothing much Lee can do with it, but just parry it away. But positive start by the left back.
It's a Wi-Fi corner kick. Will be pulled back though. There was some pushing and shoving in the box. Dikwa and Harris. He's saying he's just giving him a nice pat on the shoulder. We'll have a second go at this corner kick to be taken. Davila over it. Headed away by Dikwa. The touch by Morris a little heavy. He'll chase it down. And in the end, do enough to win the throw. Heavy touch there though. Turned over to Rhode Island.
What a chance for Rhode Island now to slow things down in this second half. They really haven't had much possession at all in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Slow it down, get a good sequence, give everyone a touch, and try to play a way back into the second half. Again, do not go into a shell. They cannot get conservative. They have to go look for a third.
Sharpie. Elijah Winder. Here's Ordonez. Morris. His pass, though, under hit. Ibarra gets to it first. Williams, the 1-2. It's well weighted. Ibarra will chase it down. He can play it back, and Holstead.
Well, this is exactly what they need. They just get away from the pressure now. They had a second for a counter-attack, but Ibarra was left on an island. He recycled it. And now Rhode Island gets a chance to hold some possession.
Ooh, a bit dangerous, though, with that pass. Winder and Messi dueling for it. The midfielder for Louisville gets there first. It's clipped forward first time, dropped in for Wilson Harris. It's a good first touch. He gets one into the 18, trying to drag it across goal, blocked out, corner kick to come.
Well, Winder is such an awkward customer. Holstad, nowhere to go. Trying to find some relief. And the center midfielder causes some disruption. And Louisville get a counter-attack.
Ray Serrano, man over this one. delivery into the near post. And then it was going to bounce along. Davila. Wilson from distance. It's blocked. But it stays with Louisville. Gleedle dueling for it. Nodarse touched it last. It's the throw in.
Well, I think Danny Cruz read this team, the Riot Act, because this Louisville team looks a lot more energized, purposeful. Every pass now has a little bit of mustard on it.
Ordonez lifts that one across. Ibarra, Winder, top of the box, trying to generate the angle. That's the center backs at the edge of the 18, Sharpie. Now it's Morris. His cross blocked. And it's a goal kick. Great challenge put in.
Well, the fresh legs of Morris against the former MLS player Turnbull. And Turnbull gets the better of him. And again, that desperate bit of defending, that desperate attitude that Rhode Island has. They want to see this. They want to see this through, Jack.
I think they're ready to dig in, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you were seeing Wes Sharpie, Arturo Ordonez, 2 of the 3 center backs for Louisville on the edge of the 18. This ball is seldom going to enter the Louisville end of the pitch.
Yeah.
The crowd is going to make sure that they'll expedite Jackson Lee's restarts. Chumesi, big challenge, earns that one back. Long ball forward, Williams nods that along. Pizarra thought about keeping the press going, but he'll retreat to left wing back. Morris, Winder. Tosh. Wilson plays it into Davila. Big challenge put in, and it's clean.
Chance for Brito, who's starting Ibarra to get a hold of the ball now. Sort of dictate play a little bit, some triangle passing. And get some rhythm back in this Rhode Island team. Make Louisville chase a little bit, make them chase for the next possession.
Ibarra, Chumesi. See him trying to fire that one for the run by Turnbull. Dives in, it's a foul, it's a free kick just at the halfway line.
Well, you could see the slide tackle, see what it means.
There was a push on Dikwa after he got in front of the free kick, and I think he's going to receive a yellow card as he gets back to his feet for blocking the free kick.
Well, Dikwa knows what's at stake. He's playing a little bit of gamesmanship.
He was pushed, and Conor Smith is probably making that point. Why does he get pushed? And he subsequently gets booked.
It's a free kick, and now he comes into the vicinity of Louisville to try and get a hold of the ball. And he wouldn't give up the ball for the free kick. He comes into your picture to get a hold of the ball here. And when Louisville try to get it back, that's when the altercation took place.
Ray Serrano also booked in that sequence. So a few yellows tossed out, all those brought to you by Bone Dry Roofing. So Ray Serrano for Louisville, Albert Dikwa for Rhode Island, the players booked. And after the end of all of that, it's a free kick, restarted, heading the right way. Tosh back, Sharpie. Serrano in the box, generates the angle, it's lifted over the goal. Massive appreciation between Lee and his center back. It comes out to a corner in the end. A vital last-minute intervention.
Well, we talk about that desperation that this Rhode Island team has. Tracking back, excellent play on the right-hand side by Louisville. This Rhode Island team is so committed. They're covering for each other. They're playing for one another, understanding what's at stake tonight.
Serrano's corner, headed away. Pass there, a little heavy for the first touch for Serrano. Did he keep that one in play? He did. It's Morris at the end line, drags it across frame, fired across. What a save by Lee. Keeps it at a 2-goal game. His right foot denies the shot. Morris driving it forward into the box. It's too heavy for Harris, and it's a goal kick.
Well, this all starts with Serrano's back heel. Goes to the byline, squares it across, and it's Gleadle showing up. And guess who's there again? Lee. I have to say that shot came right at Lee. Gleadle could have done better, but a big save by the freshman goalkeeper.
Near the hour mark, Rhode Island prepping their first change. We'll get you that once it is confirmed. Lee, Long, big coming together between Tosh and Williams. That's been a big storyline, just Williams getting physical on these long balls. That time he was the one fouled. Tosh going in too strong.
Yeah, Sean Tosh is coming right over the back of Williams. You can understand the eagerness of this Louisville team, echoed by Sean Tosh. But J.J. Williams hasn't had the best of games, still struggling to come back from that injury. But now it gives Rhode Island a chance to push players forward for the first time in Louisville's half for the second half.
Referee signaling over J.J. Williams that repetitive fouls on Williams is in the referee's eye. That's a big focus of pro, is incessant fouling of one player. So the signaling of one player, the focus there as it's clipped into the box, headed down, almost coming across. Turnbull wins it back. There is a Rhode Island player down in the box. Looks to be Chumesi who is down. Turnbull, though, continues play. It's clipped up. Scraped along. Dikwa mishits it, and actually the deflection by Serrano turned it into a shot on target. And Chumesi will need some treatment, so play will stop for a moment.
Understanding, it's completely understandable. The Rhode Island players immediately pointed to the player down, saying it was a head injury, but they certainly weren't eager to put the ball out of play.
No.
For their player to be looked after. As soon as the ball was given up, they all pointed, understanding Danny Cruz's frustration.
It's one of those tough ones where you want to trust, as we see again, the collision that led to the injury. Definitely is some contact to the head area. Chumesi getting some treatment now, but when you let play continue, when Rhode Island has the attack moving, but then immediately stop it. So Chumesi come off for a moment as you see the subs being prepped now for Louisville. 3 players for the two sides going to be coming on. Jorge Gonzalez, Tola, Shounmi coming on for the hosts. Albert Dikwa will be making way. He was booked a few moments ago, and he'll be coming off now. The first change for Rhode Island, Noah Fuson coming on for him here in the 62nd minute.
I thought that was a tough one for Dikwa. He did everything right off the ball. We talked about the attitude. J.J. Williams, who's been struggling.
Dikwa realizing it is him that's being subbed. Asking, he wants actual confirmation that it was him coming off. In the end, a smile. Dikwa will hope that if his side holds his results, a smile might further. No goal for him today, but you mentioned the off-ball work, probably more important.
Yeah, absolutely. Strikers do a lot more than score goals these days. They lead the press, and they're the physical ones, and they're the ones who lead the defensive charge. Now let's see if this game actually starts back.
So a big pause there for the head issue for Trumessi. The subs, just to reiterate them for you, coming out, Ray Serrano and Sam Gleedle. For the host, coming in, Jorge Gonzalez and Tola Shoanmi. Making way after some delay, Albert Dikwa coming off for Noah Fuson. As well as the fact that Trumessi is back out on the field. Rhode Island back to full strength, and it's Louisville back in the attack. Tosh. Winder. Fires this one low. It's cleared away. Tosh. Winder. Scraped along. Gonzalez couldn't quite get onto the end of it. It's one back though. Davila got a foot in. It's Morris now. Gonzalez stretching things to the left-hand side. He moves it to the right. Winder thought about lining one up. He will fire from distance, and Lee parries it away. Another big save from the goalkeeper. That's a foul, and it's a free kick in a position of major promise for Louisville.
Well, let's start with the save with Jackson Lee. It was not his first for the night. Has had a couple saves. The first-year keeper. This one low down to his right, gets it away. And then Gonzalez now just trying to screen the ball. And Turnbull goes right through him. Easy call for the referee.
The fifth third bank free kick. Morris with the left foot. Goes low to the near post. It's blocked away. It's a corner kick.
Looks like there was a collision at the near post.
It was, and it's going to lead to some treatment potentially here. Trumessi back to his feet. Corner to come in now. Going short. Fired into the box, headed away. Brave header by Yao.
Again, that first ball in the air, looks like Rhode Island are winning most of those defensively. They know what's at stake tonight. Up 2 goals last week, well, 10 days ago. Gave up that 2-goal lead to Memphis. Now tonight in Louisville, they don't seem to be giving that one up tonight. Jack, it's going to be tough for Louisville to get these 2 goals back.
Olstead couldn't quite get ahead to it, flicked it along. I was avoiding mentioning it, Ryan. Didn't want to put any anxiety into the Rhode Island fans. Yeah. Morris just can't quite find Gonzalez, but they'll know the similar situation they were in Memphis just 10 days ago. They were up 2-0 in the 87th minute. Red card for Vegas. The ensuing free kick scored. In the 90th minute plus 10 minutes of stoppage time, a penalty goes against them. After 101 minutes of play, they concede the equalizer. There would be a red card after the match as well, Connor McGlynn. So they don't finish with 9, but 2 players sent off in the wake of that one as well. Louisville, the highest scoring attack in the league. Good challenge by Turnbull.
Loving what they're doing on set pieces, dead balls, getting first to the ball, but in open play, they really seem to be going into a shell here, though, which is concerning.
Receives it again, trying to play it back to Harris. Ibarra. Just a swarm of black jerseys firing forward. They wanted a handball, nothing given. Fuson and Williams in the attack. Squared across. J.J. Williams clips it up, and he has the third. The counter executed to perfection.
Well, I thought there would be no outlet if they go into a shell. This time they find Fusion, the substitute, who did everything right, Jack. He waited to the right moment to slip it to J.J. Williams. And what a time to get your first goal of the season. He missed a sitter. He missed a sitter in the first half. Hand against the body is not a hand. It turns into the body. And Fusion waited, he waited, slips it through. And what about the dink? Good night, good fight.
Goal number 3, we mentioned it. They blew a 2-goal lead against Memphis. It's a 3-goal lead now. A brilliant finish by J.J. Williams. His first for Rhode Island, his first since October of last year. He kept his composure. What a finish.
He really did. He snatched at the one in the first half. This time, took a deep breath, and the little dink.
We're back underway.
Well,
ahead of the curve, relief around the corner, serving Louisville, Central Kentucky, and South Indiana. As we see the corner come in now for Louisville, just over 20 minutes. Stunned crowd.
Well, now you can park the bus. 3 goals up, 25 minutes to go. You back that thing up, and you have that yellow bus sit in front of the purple or the black garage.
Lee punches it away. Winder will play it across to Davila. Moved across.
If you're Louisville, you have to go outside. That's where the space is. Have to create 2v1s right here.
Whipped into the box, all the way through. Winder, he'll get there, and he earns the side to throw in.
Have to keep asking the question with the wide players, and only if the pass is there for it to come back inside, top of the box for Gleveland Company, then you do it, or the Wieland Company.
Free kick for Louisville. Another opportunity earned here. This is a free kick that they could try and put into a position of danger. Davila whips this one in, and it's caught by Lee.
I like the fact they put it close to the goalkeeper, make him make a save, and he did exactly that. Kept it tidy, 2 hands on the ball, and took the pressure out of the situation. He's had a great game, Jackson Lee.
Showing me, fires it across first time, cleared away. Here's Morris. Showing me. Cut back to Morris. Creates the angle, and it's tipped over by Lee. Another brilliant save.
He's a human wall tonight, Jackson Lee. This time Morris goes back on that right foot like he did when he first came in the second half. Hit it straight to Lee again though, and he was up for the challenge.
Subs for both teams. Isaac Anking coming in for Mark Ibarra. Dylan Maris coming on for Arturo Ordonez. All changes presented by Fortuna. Anking waiting for... They will hold their sub for after this corner kick. So Anking will wait to come into the match. Curled in near post, flicked along, off the upright. How close can you come? Louisville still waiting for the first goal, and is it just one of those days? Curled back into the box, headed up, looping, and Lee will catch it and fall on it. Offside flag may have gone up. What a chance.
First real chance for Louisville in the second half, and they absolutely scuffed their lines.
Anking coming on now for Ibarra. The captain now will be Williams as Ibarra makes way. What a chance.
Great delivery right across the goal, and Gonzalez has to find a way to tuck that home. He's in the 6-yard box, and he misses it.
Hydration break now. Well, Louisville 2024 ticket packages are available now. Blue City's next home match is on July 13th at 8 p.m. You can bring your family and friends to Lynn Family Stadium when the boys in purple face Cancun FC. Tickets are available at loucity.com/tickets. A 3-0 lead for Rhode Island. Who could have predicted this
Well,
entering today?
this is what sets it all up. Whole start from 30 yards out, absolutely buries it. The woodwork is still shaking. Look at that strike to set it up to 1-0, and then the man from Congo says, I'll have a go. Wrong foots Wilson and just slaps it like a hockey play across the goal, far corner, 2-0. And then it creates a little bit of a panic for Louisville. They have to push players forward. Fusion, the substitute, and they finish by Williams. And it gives Rhode Island 3 goals to the good lead over Louisville. For Louisville.
So after the hydration break, it'll be a free kick for Rhode Island, who, as you mentioned, Ryan, are just going to be parking the bus.
And they have every right to. They did the hard work at the beginning, defensively. They grinded out the opportunities that Louisville had. Louisville did not convert in the first half. Holstad had other ideas. He buries a worthy. So too, Quizera, he gets that second, and then of course Williams the third. So they've put themselves in this position with some incredible performances.
Flicked along by Williams, the recent sub, Nanking, the nutmeg. Williams trying to get onto the end of it. Big challenge put in by Davila. Moved along, showing me into the box, squares it across. Does it bounce back? Kindly cleared away. Louisville coming about as close as you can to scoring without putting it across the goal line.
A little bit of loss of focus right now for Rhode Island. There's no way you should get a 2v1 situation when you're up 3-0. There has to be more yellow shirts at the back to reinforce that.
Headed across. Winder. It hit his hand. It's a free kick. Give you the expected goals number, Ryan, for this game so far. 1.27 for the side that have no goals. 0.49 for the side that have 3.
And you can't really say it's fluke because the whole start strike was just brilliant. Quizera's strike was brilliant. It was not really fluky goals. J.J. Williams and Fusion, their counter-attack was perfect. And the finish was perfect. So it's just the missed opportunities. Goals change matches.
Yes.
If you convert those chances in the first half, it's a completely different conversation in the second.
Here's Quizera lifting this one up to the back post. Fuson keeps it in play. Play continues. Quizera dances past 2. They want 4. He curls it in. It's flicked along. Fuson chests it down, and he slices that one wide.
You go back to the first half, Gleedle's first opportunity was a golden opportunity. Serrano's header, top of the six-yard box, golden opportunity. Gonzalez, 4 minutes ago, off the corner kick, hits the post, golden opportunity. Those are 3 big chances you call, and if you don't convert big chances, you really put yourself in a tough spot to get points.
Another stat, last 15 minutes, 87% possession for Louisville. 87.
Unbelievable.
They're controlling a lot of it. They've hit the upright just moments ago. Here's Showing Me. He's got a few options with him. He'll have a go himself. And Jackson Lee.
Can we mention this guy? Jackson Lee. And we talk about the incredible goals. What about the shot stopping?
It's... Cano Smith has a decision to make ahead of that match on Wednesday against El Paso. Does Coque Vegas automatically come back into the squad? Because Jackson Lee was made numerous saves today, retain his spot. Morris bounces that one up. It's flicked along and it goes over. It's a goal kick. Well, fans, head to Twitter to vote on tonight's Lynn Family Sports Vision and Training Man of the Match. The poll will be open for the next 10 minutes. You can vote now at twitter.com/LouCityFC. That one going over the bar.
17 shots to 6, Louisville. And 6 of those shots were on goals. So that's 6 legitimate saves Jackson Lee made tonight to keep this score at 0 on his end.
Fuson gets on to the end of this one, but Tosh comes across. You may have already said this, Ryan, but it's why you play the game. If you walked in today with the narratives, a side that have won all 7 of their home games, a side that are top of the league by 6 points in the East, just absolutely scoring goals for fun against anybody, 40 goals scored. They have played 170 minutes against Rhode Island. They have not scored against them this season. And today, they're down 3 goals to 0. A brilliant switch, and it comes off. Gonzalez gets onto the end of it, but Nadarse can clear it away.
Are you talking about the team that's 7-0 at home plus 23 goal difference? That's right, exactly that. Rhode Island comes in here with a bit of attitude, gets stuck in defensively, and grinds out, and it gets incredible support by 2 worldly goals and a great counter-attack, and it's 3-0.
Now, obviously, we say it's why you play the game. Of course, there could be a massive turnaround for Louisville.
Yeah,
still 10 minutes plus stoppage time, a few minutes of that to come for sure.
That goes unsaid.
But if this holds, what a recovery it would be from that Memphis result, which you have to imagine could be incredibly demoralizing for Rhode Island, where you have a 2-goal edge, you're almost into extra time, and you concede the 2 goals, you have a player get sent off, you just have that gut blow past 100 minutes. This time round to recover, have to think about that for 10 days. It's flicked along, should be offsides, it is indeed. Great response.
Incredible. And then what about this? The momentum you get from that now takes you to 2 home matches against El Paso and Indy 11. But it just gets you back in the discussion now of challenging for that last playoff spot in the East.
Threaded forward, kept in play, and Yao coming across Jackson Lee, clearing that one up. It's now going to be a corner kick.
But they're so dialed in now defensively. They're covering for one another. The center backs won't let anything come across their 18-yard box. Let's see how they react on the corner. Let's see how quick they get to the first ball.
Williams touches it first. It's played back. Recycled, flicked along, and it's wide. It's just one of those days. Sub coming in here. Colin Smith coming on for Kofi Chumesi. Just a defensive change. 19-year-old coming on.
What an addition Colin Smith is coming into this side. Reinforcements at the back line. Youth, speed, strength, everything you need to see out the rest of this match. Yep, high fives all around. That is symbolic of the defensive performance of Rhode Island this evening. Yes, missed opportunities by Louisville, but they really grinded it at the back and gave all the effort and attitude you need.
Spoke to Connor Smith earlier in the season, said that they were still looking for their first complete performance, and they didn't really find one of those all season long. This, to this point, almost textbook complete performance. You've allowed some chances, yes, but it's against the best side in the league, arguably, in Louisville, as Gonzalez is defended very well by Nodarse, who earns the free kick, and he is going to be celebrated like as if he scored a goal himself.
Well, Gonzalez has been in ripping form, and the big Cuban Nodarse just holds him off, wins the free kick, again frustrating the forwards of Louisville.
So a yellow card given to Jackson Lee there. I think maybe an accumulation of just taking a little too much time on his restarts. They would not like to have back-to-back matches where your goalkeeper is sent off. That would be, I think.
Then you get someone like Chiomeni or something in the goal, saving for the next match. That would not be good.
Nate Silvera is the third man up. He's waiting for his debut. Played at University of Vermont. He's from East Providence, Rhode Island originally, so you know, an opportunity for the local product potentially, but you would imagine with Vegas coming back next match, he would return. It is an interesting question. You know, Jackson Lee came in with the injury earlier in the season as a clever flick down by Williams. And King, he'll have a go from distance. It's one of those days where it feels like Rhode Island are playing on a goal that is a different size than Louisville.
It's contagious, right? That attitude that we talked about. So Nankin comes in, gets a little bit of daylight, lets it fly.
Williams wins it back, plays it up to Turnbull. He will lose out. Harris. Clipped forward over the top. Flag stays down, great fake shot, and they place it away. It's 3-1, 5 minutes plus stoppage time. Placed away, Dylan Maris. His first goal of the season is a late comeback on the cards.
Well, this is why this team is the leading scoring team in the USL Championship. So many weapons. The pass was exceptional. Look at this dink over the top. And he run by Maris, takes it down. Look at the wherewithal, brings it back calm, takes his time, slots it home. Now 3-1, game on. 10, you add injury time, you got 10 solid minutes to get 2 goals. But the creativity and the finish, incredible.
3-1. A little bit of nerves bouncing in for Rhode Island. Goals presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. Here's Maris again, getting his first of the season. Clipped along, untouched, Nodarse. They'll be able to seal that one off.
I remember Jackson Lee just got a yellow card for time wasting, so I don't think they're going to take too long to get this goal kick back in play.
Jackson Lee restarts play. It was at this minute last match for Rhode Island that Vegas was sent off for the red card challenge. The free kick was scored 3 minutes later. 10 minutes later, they earned a penalty, Memphis did. A minute after that, they scored it. It's Gonzalez, curls it into the box, headed away by Nodarse. Top of the area, Winder lines one up, and it goes just wide. It took a deflection. It's a corner to kick to come.
Well, it's one of the areas when you sit too far back to defend, you have no outlet when you get your head to the ball. So you head the ball out, and there's no yellow shirts there. Winder's shot, deflection. They live another life.
Corner kick to come. Down at the top of the box, it's Joe Brito. They're going to reach into as deep as you can in their bag of dark art tricks. How much time can Rhode Island kill off? It's a corner kick to come here. Lee claims it brilliantly. Coming together between him and Ankane, and Lee's down holding his face, so he will need a moment.
Well, they bring the corner too close to a keeper that's in great form. You tested him out early in the game. He showed what he can do consistently. The corner was too close to the 6-yard box. And Jackson Lee commanding his area, taking the pressure off of his centre-backs, taking the pressure off of his defenders. And he really has had a fantastic performance in the goal tonight.
Don't believe this was given as a free kick. I think the referee may have changed his mind. Long ball forward, brought down by Morris. Maris. Gonzalez making the run forward. Turnbull clears it away. Morris brings it in. Tosh. Davila drives this one in. Showing me, it's blocked. Heroic by Griffin Yao.
Well, every time Louisville go down the sides, they are finding little pockets to get to the byline and square the ball across. And even though Rhode Island are getting first to it, there's a ricochet here, a ricochet there.
Karifa Yao just stepping in front of that one. Here's Morris. Winder making the underlapping run. Gets on to the end of it. Challenge put in. It stays in play. The spin keeps it in. Morris. Smith diving in. Throw in to come. Sharpie rolls it off. Clipped up into the box. Harris couldn't bring it down. He feels like his shirt was being pulled, but nothing is given. Now we talk about the parallels between this match and last. Probably too much for Rhode Island, for their fans' liking. And Connor Smith looks at his watch, and he will not like what he's about to hear. Stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. The refs have added 9 minutes of added time at the end of our match. That was how much stoppage time was at the end of the Memphis match. And in the 11th minute of stoppage time, the equalizer was scored. We're hitting this home very hard, but Fuson takes over. He carries this one into the box, steps past another. He assisted one, trying to get it all the way through. Did it cross the goal line? And it did. 4-1. He assisted Williams. He dances through himself. What a finish off the bench for Noah Fuson.
An assist to get the third, an individual brilliance to get the fourth. What else do you expect from this Rhode Island team? Another brilliant individual effort. He steals the ball from the defender, gets past Winder, just blows past two of them, splits them, and the little dink. Jack, are you kidding me? Past the left hand of Damian Last. Look at this, nonchalant. Ooh.
Hard to see if it went all the way across the goal line, but the assistant on the near side said it did. I'm gonna take credit, Ryan. He could hear me saying all the parallels to when they blew the lead against Memphis, and Noah Fuson, as Lee claims that goal and an assist off the bench. They're not just more goals for the sake of it. They have secured the results for Rhode Island.
And everyone just had this inner belief, and they all followed suit. They followed one another defensively. They played for one another, and somehow came up with this brilliance to get these goals. And yes, Jack, you called it. You will be on the poll for man of the match tonight. Absolutely. But I tell you what, this Rhode Island team have absolutely earned this result.
Moved out wide, Wilson.
But I want to discuss if that ball went over the line or not. You have to give the benefit of the doubt.
From distance, oof.
You have to give the benefit of the doubt to the defensive side.
Let's see it again. So Fuson clips it past, Lance gets a hand to it. It's Chanteau trying to get to it. So his foot's on the goal line. You would imagine that it has to be somewhat across the goal line.
Right
Is the ball entirely cross? There's no way to tell. The assistant has the best view.
Yeah.
They said it did cross the goal line.
Absolutely.
So that is a goal. And this is now the most goals scored in a single match in Rhode Island's history.
Well,
3 also was, but 4, just one more, and it's against the best side in the league so far.
Hate to say history, but boy, it's been that type of performance from Rhode Island. Historic, coming against a juggernaut in Louisville, who are setting records for themselves in 10 seasons. And now you come into them, you get a draw at home, and then 4-1 lead in Lynn Family Stadium. Looks like it's going to be, is that going to be a handball?
So there is a bit of afters here, frustration boiling over. Wasn't entirely clear if it was a foul for a high boot. Yellow card has been shown to the crowd. We'll confirm who exactly it was. Karifa Yao is the player who was booked for that scuffle. And it is a free kick for Louisville.
I believe Shawumi got away from the yellow card. I thought initially he was in the referee's crosshairs. But here we go. An opportunity. I think this angle favors Gonzalez, but with Morris having such a cultured left foot,
he might want this one.
He might want this one.
We still have 5 minutes in the minimum. It's rolled. Morris from distance. It's 4-2. It's a 2-goal game again. There's 5 minutes of stoppage time still to be played. Is there one last twist in the tail? A 6-goal thriller.
Well, poor Jackson Lee came on 10 days ago after Vegas was sent off and suffered a free kick into the back of his net. And now another free kick. And this time it was an excellent strike by Morris. We talked about that cultured left foot, went to the goalkeeper's side and catching Lee, just sort of cheating across to the right. Yep, back to the keeper's side, and now it's 4-2.
They could they?
I'll tell you what, it's going to take something historic.
It's won back by Rhode Island. Every second the ball spends over here, the further away it is to their own goal. Threaded through, and King one-on-one places it, and it's a 3-goal game again. 5-2, the feed by Brito, and he says, calm down, it was never in doubt.
5-2, change serve. This is unbelievable. The ball is going into the back of the net for fun, and this man has been on a tear for, well, this is King. He had a shot earlier on that went to the keeper. This time, look at the finish. Brito drifting past 2. Look at this finish. 1 touch. Thank you very much. It's 5. But Brito doing all of the damage, and King with a classy finish.
Before this match, Rhode Island had scored 2 goals against Monterey Bay on the road, 2 goals at Vegas on the road, the first ever win as a club. They scored twice in a 2-2 draw with Sacramento at home, and they scored twice on the road against Memphis last time out. They had 13 goals entering today. They have now scored 5 goals. 5 goals at Lynn Family Stadium, and they will be the first side not only to take points at the stadium, but they will take all 3 points home.
I wonder when's the last time someone scored 5 against Louisville at their home.
It's kind of stat you need to dig deep for.
Real deep. Google's cousin.
One to digest in the days to come. For Louisville, this is the 3rd match in a week. They've had some massive travel, dealing with the heat and just the distance all the way to Tampa Bay, a 2-3 defeat. They recovered. Danny Cruz says good teams know how to bounce back after defeats. They come back in as Lee catches this one. He wanted a clean sheet today, but a day to remember for Jackson Lee. Some big saves.
Huge. He was a big part of the story.
In the end, big part. Come back, beat Pittsburgh on Wednesday. This, though, proving to be just one match too many. A lot of time for Rhode Island to think about this one, to get prepared for it. And in the end, they had the first goal for J.J. Williams in Rhode Island colors. What a find to get to Fuson. He already has a goal and an assist on and off the bench today. Lays it off this time, and Las saves the effort from distance. Brito, who assisted one, wanted to get on the action.
Well, now they're just having fun, Jack. Back heel into the path of Brito. A daisy cutter. Good save by the keeper, but still, they're just creating chances. J.J. Williams' find to Fusion was exceptional.
This match outrageously open. Darce and Gonzalez are coming together. It's a free kick for Rhode Island. Joe Brito picking up his first assist in the USL Championship with Rhode Island, feeding Anking. Hooked away. We're now into the final minute of stoppage time. At 3-0, it looked done. At 3-1, we said maybe. 4-1 said, all right, it's done. At 4-2, we said maybe, and then that lasted for all of 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it became a 5-2 match. Rhode Island
has this sort of attitude of not tonight, Louisville, not tonight. It's going to be our night.
Put out a play by Williams. It's a corner to come.
It's another by corner kick.
With this result, Louisville won't move from top of the table. We'll see if their 6-point lead will alter. Indy 11 fell. Charleston play later tonight. They'll have a chance to try and make up some ground on the East leaders. Headed across by Gonzalez. Clawed away and pushed out of play. We've had 99 minutes. And that is enough. Rhode Island, a historic result, a second win all time, and it's emphatic. The first side to beat Louisville at home this season so far.
Not only beat them, put a fiver on them. Unbelievable performance. It started with Holstad, then it was a fantastic bit of saving by Jackson Lee, and of course a fantastic goal as well from the left-hand side. Just brilliant stuff from Rhode Island from start to finish defensively, and the goals themselves symbolic of their effort in Lynn Family Stadium this evening.
Tonight's final score brought to you by Gorski Law Office and Outrageous. Louisville City 2, Rhode Island 5. We'll take one last break. On the other side, full-time highlights.
Insurance? You're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I'm finally feeling control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
All-wheel drive doesn't just mean off-roading. It means everyday living. That's why Toyota gives you the power of choice, with a choice of powertrains on the best-in-class Tundra, including the 437 horsepower iForce Max, which delivers the kind of summer fun Tundra is known for. Now get up to $2,000 customer cash on Tundra, or choose 1.99 APR financing, or a great low lease on Tundra. The choice is yours. Toyota, let's go places.
This postgame is presented to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. Full-time score, Louisville 2, Rhode Island 5. Jack Edwards and Ryan Davis here with you to round out our broadcast here today. On a Louisville front, you can talk on some of the key performers, key moments of the game. It was a up and down performance. At times they may say maybe the better side in this one, but of course the final score telling a very different tale. First off, let's look at the move of the match for tonight's game presented by Toyota. You can look at this one. It was a brilliant clip over the top, brought down by Dylan Maris, and he put that one away.
Class all over, class with the pass, then the composure, picked out his spot, and the finish. Maris was fantastic.
And after this one, Dylan Maris will be our man of the match, presented by Lynn Family Sports and Vision Training. A interesting performance all throughout this one, as Maris named as our player of the match for this one. Louisville still 6 points top of the Eastern Conference table, of course. As you see there, Maris presented by Lynn Family Sports and Vision Training, but obviously a lot to think about for Denny Cruising Company.
Absolutely. To get 5 on you at home is never easy. Despite you creating more chances, more shots, more corners, more possession, you ticked every single box except getting the goals. And they did not finish those chances. It came back to bite them, and that's why the scoreline was lopsided at the end.
Let's see why that scoreline was the way it was. Full-time highlights surround us out here. Ryan, give us your final thoughts as we're going through this 30th minute.
Final thoughts?
One of the most
That's
brilliant
called a
shots.
rocket launch from Kennedy Space Center. Whole start, looking up, didn't even look up, just cracked it off the crossbar, sorry, the post, and it's 1-0, and it's so symbolic of this team. Now here they come again, Quizera. He just pauses, stops, starts, and then looks up, slaps it to the last post, and it's 2-0 going into the half.
Big goal there. 2-0 completely flips the script, entering halftime. We were wondering how much would they bunker in the end. This ball cleared forward. Did it hit the hand of JJ Williams? Not enough to be a free kick, and they keep the move going. Fuson plays it across, and a brilliant finish here.
And he was struggling for so long, JJ Williams, but he took the goal, and that sort of took the pressure off of him now for the rest of the season, and he gave them that 3-goal cushion. That was exactly what they needed. Then Maris comes on. The pass was exceptional. Takes his time, beats the defender, and slots it to him. Brings them back in the discussion at 3-1 here, Jack. But they're not tonight. Rhode Island back on their bicycles after a fantastic free kick by Morris.
Made things 4-2. We wondered for a moment, would they be able to come back into this one, but that would not be today. Rhode Island will be taking the 3 points for a second win all time. The final goal, the 5th on the day. We'll round things out with this. For Ryan Davis and our entire production crew, I'm Jack Edwards. Full-time score of this one, Rhode Island FC 5, Louisville City 2. Have a great rest of your Saturday night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.